Oil cooled down, bonds calmed down, and Wall Street finally got some breathing room. Hey everyone, it's Thursday morning, May 21st, and welcome back to Capital Markets Quickie. I'm your host, Endrit Sella, here to break down yesterday's market action in just 2 minutes. Quick note before we dive in. Today's episode is brought to you by AMF Capital, Asset Management Frankfurt. Learn more about our funds and strategies at amf-capital.de. Alright, let's get started. So, U.S. stocks had a pretty strong day yesterday. The big reason was simple. Oil prices dropped, bond yields eased, and investors were waiting for Nvidia's earnings after the closing bell. The Standard & Poor's 500 rose more than 1%, the Nasdaq jumped 1.5%, and the Dow gained 1.3%. That was a pretty nice rebound after Tuesday's weakness. Now, the bond market was really important here. U.S. yields had recently climbed to levels we had not seen in almost 2 decades. That created pressure for growth stocks, because higher yields usually make future earnings less attractive. But yesterday, yields moved lower, and that gave tech stocks some room to recover. At the same time, the Federal Reserve stayed in focus. The minutes from the April meeting showed that policymakers are still worried about inflation. And, well, if inflation stays above the Fed's 2% target for too long, the central bank may move away from its easing bias. So, basically, investors got a better market day, but the inflation story is definitely not gone. Oil was another big factor. Crude prices were heading for their biggest one-day drop in about a month after President Trump said the U.S. was in the final stages of reaching a deal with Iran. On top of that, several tankers moved through the Strait of Hormuz, which helped calm fears around supply disruptions. Now, on the earnings side, retailers were also in focus. Target delivered very strong first-quarter results, while Lowe's also beat expectations on both revenue and earnings. And today, Walmart reports, so we will be watching closely what that tells us about the American consumer. But of course, the big event came after the closing bell, Nvidia. And yes, Nvidia delivered again. First quarter revenue came in at $81.62 billion, above estimates of $79.04 billion. Earnings per share came in at $1.87, above expectations of $1.76. And the company also posted record data center revenue, beating expert expectations. So, bottom line, markets bounced back, oil cooled down, yields eased, and Nvidia once again gave the artificial intelligence story fresh fuel. Alright, that's it for today's Capital Markets Quickie. If you found this helpful, hit subscribe and stay in the loop. See you tomorrow morning.